Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 4 and our topic is about transgenic soybean. I would like to introduce my group members, Atila Farhana, Nur Nabiha, Nur Syuhada, Muhammad Ali Fahmi and me, Nuratika. This is the contents of our presentation. Field crop species such as tomato, oilseed rape, cotton, and flax are examples of crops that have been genetically modified. Soybean or Glycine Max Elmer is also a good target for genetic improvement via plant transformation. As a source of oil and high-protein meal, soybean is grown on 34 million hectares in the United States and Brazil. In the United States alone, the soybean crop value is estimated at $11 billion. Only a few plants introduction have given rise to the major cultivars grown in the United States, and this narrow germplasm base has limited soybean breeding. The economic importance of soybeans worldwide as a source of oil and meal for human and animal consumption as well as for industrial uses, such as biofuel production, has made this crop a target for genetic improvement. Soybean seeds provide a rich source of protein which can reach approximately 40% of the dry weight of these organs due to abundant seed-specific protein accumulation organelles such as protein storage vacuoles. Modification of soybean using genetic engineering techniques would facilitate the rapid development of new varieties which traits such as herbicide resistance, disease resistance, or seed quality improvement in a manner unobtainable by traditional breeding methods or tissue culture-induced variation.
Particle gun bombardment. First, DNA or RNA coated gold tungsten particle are loaded into the gun and pull the trigger. Second, selected DNA stick to surface of metal pellet in a salt solution. The particle gun bombardment is the first method introduced by Max B et al. In 1988 in soybean transformation. Soybean transformation by particle bombardment using meristem as the target tissue. Combine the bombardment of embryogenic axis, multiple shoot induction and a selection system based on the imazapyl herbicide. Agrobacterium tumor fission. First transgenic soybean plants using agrobacterium tumor fission mediated transformation using cotyledonary nodes as the target tissue. Several advantages of agrobacterium mediated plant transformation including straightforward methodology, minimal equipment costs, and reliable insertion of a single or a low copy transgene number. Agrobacterium was initially considered to be non-pathogenic to soybean. The addition of acetosyrigon during bacterial infection and selection of the most appropriate agrobacterium tumor fission strain and soybean cultivar and development of supervirulent plasmid have contributed to the increased efficiency of soybean transformation.
So for the part 3, we want to know whether the transgenic soybean helps to reduce or eliminate the limitations on the white type crops. For insect resistance, extensive usage of chemical pesticide has been used on the white type soybean, which result in the environmental degradation, adverse effects on human health, and also the development of pest-resistant insects. So they have using Bt genes for control the insect. The Bt targets a class of compounds that are responsible for insecticidal activity. The cryproteins are highly toxic after ingestion as it disrupts the mid-gut cellular membrane, which leading to the cell death. As we can see on the pictures, the bean leaf beetles is one of the insect pests of soybean which attack the soybean leaf. White type soybean have been attacked by many different pathogens. The researcher has developed transgenic soybean that are fungi resistant and also virus resistant. For example, B et al. Has produced a soybean that was resistant to the bean pod mottle virus BPMV. This was done by introducing the BPMV code protein into the soybean genome. Another example is the soybean mosaic virus. Next limitations are the interference by the wind, which resulting in a height losses. Monsanto has developed the Roundup Ready soybean, which significantly reduced the wheat population while leaving the soybean crop unharmed, thus producing a higher yields of soybean. In the US, the soybean has faced the abiotic stress, which is drought. Valenti et al. Have showed that overexpressing of the binding protein in the soybean lines has resulting in decreasing of the leaf wilting where less water is available.
We move to other points, the positive and negative impacts of transgenic soybean. Among the positive impacts of transgenic soybean are superior nutritional traits, improved yield by enhanced tolerance to stresses, the capability of being used as biomass for biofuels, and lastly, the capability to produce therapeutic products. A soybean seed-derived vaccines can provide a therapy for treating and potentially curing autoimmune disease over challenges faced by conventional vaccines such as high production cost, purification, and storage. The negative impacts of transgenic soybean are harmful to the environment. Ecosystems such as insects, animals, water and extras are affected with huge amount of sprayed herbicides and insecticides by knowing that GMO crop can resist it. Second, seeds monopoly on GMO crop. The same private companies that sell GMO crops have monopoly on all kinds of crops, pesticide and seeds. And lastly, lack of scientific studies. Scientific studies on transgenic are produced by the marketing companies, and authorization of the merchant is needed for the scientific studies.
The ethical issues related to transgenic soybean. Now, let's take a look. Ethical issues for transgenic soybean. First, we have the GM soybean involved interspecies gene transfer from bacteria to plant, which made it a moral issue as well as a risk issue, while its benefit is seen as mainly for the industries and farmers only, not for the consumers. Next, the demand for soya product has grown rapidly. The tropical forest in Brazil, Argentina, Bolivia, Paraguay, and Cambodia has been destroyed to make ways for soya to be grown. We proceed to the third ethical issue, the disruption of natural biodiversity has the potential impact on the ecosystem, which against various code of ethics. For the fourth ethical issue, Lindsay Conkel in Environmental Health News suggested that the animal study that eating large amounts of those estrogenic compounds in soybean might reduce the fertility in women, trigger the premature puberty, and disrupt development of fetuses and children. The last ethical issue, the transgenic soybean may be present in 70% of all food products found in the US supermarkets, meaning that majority of Americans may consume the transgenic soybean into their system every day. But some soybean has been fed to livestock, so consumer of meat, eggs, and dairy are indirectly ingesting the products with unknown implications for human health.
That's all from our group. These are among the references that we use in making our video.